Well, hello there. I am Alex Nardog Thompson. I am friends with the main people at the Blue Ministry Company, or Incorporated. Well, a couple weeks ago at my youth group, we talked about our parents and our relationships with our parents, and I noticed that many of us had a lot to say that week, and so I just kind of want to share my story or my side with my family and my relationships. So many of you are unaware that I have a biological dad, and he lives in Texas, near San Antonio, but I live here with my stepdad and my real mom. So when I was first born with my mom and biological dad, they were together for about 2 years. Didn't really get to know them, but after that, my mom moved back to Washington, and we lived there for a couple more years until about second grade, where my mom married my stepdad, and then I've been living with them ever since. But skipping ahead in my life, during about spring break during the 7th grade, I went down to Texas to visit my grandma on my biological dad's side and my aunts. But little did I know that I would get a little surprise visit from my biological dad. So that was kind of cool. And this was like the first time I've really seen him and actually talked to him, other than seeing him in like pictures and stuff. So for the next 2 years, I would go down during the summer for about a week, maybe a week and a half, and we would just spend time together, eat, hang out, catch up. However, lately, I haven't seen him in a long time because he says he doesn't have the money to take me down or to bring me down over there. Even though my mom and my stepdad use miles on the airplane to get a huge reduction on the ticket airline, so tickets maybe $100, $150, but he still won't meet them halfway, flip ticket. And so me personally, I was kind of upset and disappointed with him, and I was questioning him, should I even talk to him anymore, or I don't know. It was something weird in my brain. I was asking a lot of questions. Then after a couple months of hanging out with him for a few years, I began friends with Facebook with him, and I can see what he's doing. And then I found out why he couldn't spend the money on me. He was spending all his money on Comic-Con stuff and other miscellaneous objects for Star Wars and other sci-fi stuff. And I think that's kind of ridiculous, because who would spend money on themselves rather than spending quality time and bonding with their one and only son? So at first this kind of disturbed me, but now that I've built my faith up and I've kind of realized that I can put God as my one and true father rather than my biological father, who hasn't really been there. So, and then I think that because as Psalm 68, 5-6 says, God is a father to the fatherless, a defender of widows, and then is God in his holy dwelling. God sets the lonely in families. He leads forth the prisoners with singing. So what I got from that was a father to the fatherless, and I feel like I'm one of the fatherless because my biological dad is never there for me, and my stepdad is kind of there, but he's great, but I don't really connect with him that much. We don't we're total opposites, and we always are grinding with each other. So my fatherly role, his fatherly role in my life isn't greatly impacted. But my fatherly role now is God, and he fills me up with a bunch of strength and is my role model these days. So I absolutely love that. And also, as Romans 8:28 says, we know that for those who love God, all things work out together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. So what I also got from that is that as long as we have the one true God as our Father, he will guide us to whatever troubles we have, whatever needs we have, and like whenever you put your faith in, He will always be there. So overall, from this whole experience of what I've learned is that when something around you or when someone you need is weak, you put your faith in God, because He will always be there for you, no matter what, no matter what's happening in your life. Like if your parents are going through divorce, if like for me, my dad's not there, if your mom's not there, if you're getting abused somehow, or if you're feeling depressed and you're not feeling loved, go to God, because He will always be there for you, no matter what the circumstances are. He will always be there for you, and He will always love you, no matter who you are and what you do. Thank you.